Hello and welcome to another quick look. This time I'm taking a look at the Prison Architect, which is still in early access at the moment, and this one is Alpha 27 as you can see from here, and I'll be updating the video once there's enough progress on the alpha updates and significant changes to the game or it releases. But for now, let's look at the early access. So Prison Architect is basically a prison construction simulator where you have to manage your prisoners and your prison and try to deal with all kinds of situations that arise from that. And it supports modding at the moment. You can find it in the extras here, so there's mods through Steam Workshop, and also you can share your prison on the Steam Workshop as well. Also, the game features names in the game, which allows people to get their own name and face into the game, and these prisoners can be assigned to come to your prison, and they randomly come to your prison as well. So if you really want to imprison yourself, it's possible. But anyways, let's jump into the game and I'll show you how the game works. So create a new prison. So here's the size of your prison. You can choose small, medium, large. This is the initial map size, but you can increase the size of your map basically infinitely inside the game as well. So we're gonna go with small. There's a fog of war in the game, so where you don't have your guards, CCTV cameras, or your personal patrolling, you won't see what's happening. This is especially fun when there's riots happening or some other action, so fog of war is something I really like in this game. Continuous intake means there's gonna be infinite stream of prisoners every day, which can be really difficult to handle. If you tick this off, you can choose when you take prisoners and what kind of prisoners you take. I highly recommend using the not continuous. You can have forests, lakes, buildings in your map by default. Let's get all of those. And failure conditions. So there can be riots that get out of hand and you lose your prison. There can be bankruptcy and too many deaths, escapes, etc. that can fail your prison. If you don't want to lose your prison, in any case, you can click this off. And you can also play as a sandbox with infinite money, so you don't need to cheat or anything. You can just build whatever you want. Make your dream prison. And some people have made amazing prisons, which you can find in the Steam Workshop. But anyway, let's play it as normal, so we can have to deal with the economy. So apparently my small map didn't get any lakes, but there is a building there, kind of useless building in there. Couple trees here. So this is the basic layout of the maps always. Road goes on the right side of the map, and this is a usable space where you can build wherever you want. And you can unlock option to expand the prison on one of these sides, like a block of area around here, or here, or here. So you can actually build on both sides of the road as well. In here is your to-do list. So here is our read the CEO's letter, where they tell us how to run the prison, basically. Let's delete them. We don't care about that. And we have 8 prisoners coming in one day. Let's pause that. On this side you see your clock, so what time is it in your prison. And here is your schedule or regime, what's happening in your prison at the moment. What's your prisoners' daily regime. We cannot change it at the moment because we don't have a warden. In here is your reports, where you can find all kinds of information, like your staff, prisoners, jobs, needs, what your prisoners are requiring at the moment, contraband, regime, as I said, policy, grants, programs, finance, and valuation. Valuation means how much your prison is worth. You can sell your prison, and you can start a new prison with that money you earn from your current prison, which is kind of fun way to play the prisons. Instead of using infinite money, just make a prison, earn some bucks, make a better prison, and so on and so on. Finance allows you to take loans, and also you can sell your parts of your prison, which is interesting. In here is programs. So there's different kinds of programs for your prisoners. For example, AA club, and also basic education and higher education, carpentry workshop education, and kitchen safety programs, workshop safety programs, and all kinds of stuff. Same, some of the programs also apply to your staff members, like safety training to use tasers and stuff like that. and all of those can be handled here. You need to have a classroom or a specific building to have some of those. Plus you need to hire teachers and stuff. Here's your grants. So there's a couple of ways to earn money in the game. One of them is just having prisoners. You get a basic amount of daily cash flow every day, and then you get a certain amount of money per prisoner, depending on how dangerous those prisoners are. And you can make workshops, like I said earlier, which can be used to make license plates, carpentry items, and stuff, which can be sold for money. And another way also is these grants. So these are basically kind of like goals in the game as well, because here's a basic detention center grant, which gives you 30,000 in total. So you get 20,000 in advance and 10,000 when you complete this bonus. So it's kind of like a quest in this game. And you have objectives on this one. So if I click on this one, I get this grant, and now it's in progress. So it pops into the to-do list here. So I need to build a holding cell, shower, yard, kitchen, canteen, have at least 2 guards and cooks, and this will be completed. And once I'm done with this, I can get another grant. You can have 2 grants normally, and you can unlock extra slot as well. So I'm gonna get the admin center as well, so we'll get all the basic stuff going in there. In policies here, you can change some of your prison policy, like how you punish your criminals, your prisoners. For example, there's just a list of different things that you can do. Assault guard, have a contraband, and all kinds of different acts they can do, and what you want to do when they do that. You can do nothing, you can be really harsh and give them days and days of isolation and all kinds of fun stuff. Regime is the tab where you decide what your prisoners do. So shower, eat, sleep, work times, free time, yard time, all kinds of stuff. We'll change this around in a moment. Contraband can be used to see what kind of contraband and where basically it is in your prison, and needs of your prisoners for contraband. For example, they want alcohol, they want cigarettes, and how badly they want those, which can lead to into situations where they try to smuggle in those through visitors, or try to call in outside help to throw the cigarettes or whatever over the fences for them. Needs is a tab where you can see, like I said, what your prisoners need at the moment. So all your prisoners have like about 10 to 15 different needs. There are sleep, food, clothing, and environment, all kinds of different things they require, and you need to keep them down or your prisoners will get rowdy and maybe even riot. Jobs is the basic list of jobs that your prisoners have to do and your staff members have to do, so you can just check them from there. And this is your list of prisoners and your staff. And here you can actually change if you don't have continuous intake. So I'm gonna click on the closed here, so we are not taking any prisoners at the moment because we don't have a ready built prison yet, but we'll get on that so we can get some risky prisoners in there. So down here you have your tabs where you can construct things. Here's foundations for buildings, different materials for walls and floors. You can have grass, you can have fences, different walls, marble tiles, whatever you want. In here you can also demolish buildings and clear indoor areas and remove tunnels. So your prisoners can actually tunnel out of your prison, and sometimes they will do that when they get some tools. Steal some spoons from your canteen, and you may have to remove those. Rooms, these are different rooms you can build in the game. So there's like holding cells, solitary rooms, canteens, kitchens, so all kinds of different ones you need. And here's objects for those rooms, which you will need in there. And in the staff tab here, you can hire your staff members. There's 13 different types at the moment, plus a dog, I guess, if you count that from the dog handler. And utilities, this is your electrical cables, water pipes, and all kinds of stuff. There's also these logic things which can be used to make all kinds of fun stuff. But anyways, then there is a bureaucracy, which is basically a tech tree of the game. You need a warden on that, and you need to spend some money and do some research to open new rooms, new abilities like dog handlers need to be unlocked, tasers need to be unlocked, armed guards need to be unlocked, and all that. Deployment here can be used to assign staff and prisoners into areas. You can split your prison into minimum security, normal security, high risk security areas, staff only, where your guards are patrolling or stationary guards, where your prisoners will work, so you can have prisoners working, for example, in a kitchen or cleaning room or wherever. But anyways, that's the deployment. And contraband can be used to see all your contraband that you have found on the prison and where they are going and where they came from, so you can actually track those really well. Emergency can be used when there is something really bad happening in your prison. You can get fire engines if there's a fire. You can get riot guard if things go really out of hand and your normal guards cannot handle the situation. And paramedics if you need to really heal a lot of people after a big fight or a riot or something. Clone tool is something you can unlock later on, which allows you to clone max 6x6 area, which can be really quickly used to get a ton of cells or whatever needed. A planning tool is something that's really amazing. This should be in every builder game. So this one actually allows you to plan things. Like, I could plan a wall, building there, another building there, do a pathway here, or something like that. And this actually does nothing, and it stays here, and you can build on top of that. So you can just make a massive blueprint if you want. I could actually plan out my whole prison right now if I really wanted to. But we are not gonna do that. I'm just gonna delete that. So this is a really amazing tool, which can help a lot if you are going for a really nice stylistic prison or just plan things ahead. But anyways, and here's creating how my prisoner is doing, which is nothing at the moment because we have nothing. So getting education for the prisoners, getting them released, having not murders happen in your prison, and all kinds of stuff affects how your prison works. Let's start building stuff actually now. It's been already 12 minutes of talking and we have not done anything. So here comes your initial workers and your stuff. So everything comes through trucks here and they are dropped your deliveries and all the garbage is getting out of the garbage area here. You can also have exports, which is for the stuff that needs to be exported, like the workshop items and all that. So let's remove that. So in a prison, you kind of want to have a fenced area because your prisoners will otherwise run away. So let me let's do a concrete wall. So this is my prison gate here, and let's fence a small area. Doesn't need to be huge. Eventually, you want to fence pretty much your whole map. Let's actually do a bit larger, something like that. Can actually roll the time. There. So that's gonna be my initial area. Let's run these people, and I'm gonna put a large jail door in front of that. I'm actually gonna do a double door in there. It's kind of like a airlock. So there will be a guard stationed in the middle there, and he will open these when the prisoners are coming in or going in, and whenever someone is moving it through there. So that's my initial gate here. So we are starting to make these now. So we need a holding cell. So I'm gonna go and build a holding cell for us. Let's go. That seems like a nice building there. So you just drag the building there. You can see where the walls are going and the area, how big it is. So you can easily build similar looking buildings. So I'm gonna actually do another one right next to it. There. And let's do one more building here. This will be my kitchen canteen. There. There we go. And they need entrances, so I'm gonna go here and pick just a regular door. Doesn't have to be anything special, really. These are gonna be rooms where prisoners can walk in and out just whenever they want. You can have solitary doors, which are for solitary rooms, which only can be opened by the guards. You can have staff rooms, which allows all the staff move through. Jail doors can only be opened by guards as well. So these will be opened by the guard, and also they close during the night if you're using them as a cell door or whatever. And a normal door just for whenever someone needs to go through. And the remote door, that's one where you can use the logic gates. So you can have a button to open the doors remotely or close them. If you're in a panic situation, for example, you want to just lock down your prison and have remote doors, close those, and there's no way for anyone to open them except from your outside, where your security room is. So let's speed up this a bit so they'll complete those buildings quickly. We are earning at the moment money, so it doesn't really matter if I take forever to complete these. I'm actually gonna hire a couple more staff members. Oops. Well, 3 is enough. So they are working on getting the prisoner going now. My daily cash flow went down a bit because I hired a couple more, so I'm paying salary. It's fine. And I'm gonna actually lock this open, so it stays open until I actually release it myself. So this helps the guard here who is gonna be working there, so he doesn't have to open more than one door all the time. It's pretty much just to help him not get bogged down by work. So here's a couple of my rooms done. We are gonna need utilities now, which means power generation. So we are gonna pick up power station here. We have one for free. I'm just gonna put it there. And capacitor. So you can build capacitors all around a power station, which increase the effectivity of the power station. Power grids start from a power station, and they cannot cross each other, so each power station has to be separate, and a separate power grid, which gets really interesting in a really big prison when you have to actually design where your power lines go and you don't blow up your power. Let's put it there. Also, we have a water pumping station, so I'm gonna leave a couple space in there and put that there as well. And since we actually put that inside the prison area, I'm gonna have a fence there, and actually the prisoners don't have to get inside there, so I'm actually gonna wall this off as well. So this back area here is only for the staff, and we'll put a staff door in there as well. And once this is done, we are gonna pull a power cable through the buildings here and up here as well. So that's my power cable there. I may have to put a bit of power cable in there as well to get the power for the lights. So this room, this very big room here, is gonna be my holding cell, which is basically an initial holding area for the prisoners. And this area is now set up as a holding area. You can see the holding cell there. And this here tells you what the room requires. So we need a toilet and we need benches. You can also have items that they are not required there. So having beds, for example, in the holding cell might be a good idea, and we will have those. You can also have TVs, which help them get entertainment. You can have wave benches, phones, something can call their families, and all kinds of stuff. So let's get some beds in there first. Actually, what we needed a toilet and we need benches. So let's get the toilets in there first. So let's just make a row of toilets there, and that means we have to actually pipe some water in there as well. So let's get that from here. We also need to get power on the water pump, of course. So there we go. Here's our power generator now. There's the power consumption at the moment. You can see that this is the basic amount and this is one of the capacitors, and you get more and more of these ones. You add more, and now there's actually lights in there. So we are missing water now at the moment from those, and a couple benches. Let's put a bench there and bench there, so they can sit around. And let's get some beds. Holding cells can be used really well to house prisoners early on, and actually quite long as well. So I'm just gonna make a nice sleeping wing there. And actually, let's put a wall in between this and this area here, so they don't have to see and listen to the people peeing in the toilet. There. At least some privacy for you guys. And we need actually a small pipe in there as well. There's 2 different pipes. This big large pipe, which allows you to transfer the water from wherever you want from the one single water pump you need. And small pipes have certain length. They can be from the main line, like this one. It can be quite long actually, but anyways, the big pipe is actually a security risk. When tunneling happens, they will use this as a nice highway out of your prison or wherever it goes. So they go towards the least resistance available, and this is very good because it's already dug out hole for them. But anyways, let's see. Holding cell is done, so I'm gonna actually put down a couple phones in there as well. There, so they can actually talk to their families as well, and we'll have a couple wage benches there as well, and have a pool table there. There we go. And maybe even TV. If someone wants to watch some TV in there. It's like a luxury cell, really. And that's now off the list. We need a shower. I think the shower building will be here. I'm not gonna use all of this building for a shower. I'm just gonna go here. And let's put that door in there. And I'm gonna make this into a shower room. Oops. Let's get that in there. So we need shower heads in there. And also a drain. So I'm gonna put a drain on the door here. So the water drains into the drain here and doesn't flood your whole prison. Which can be bad if it gets into electronics like a metal detectors or something. And then I'm just gonna put shower heads in there. And shower heads in there. This is also gonna need water pipes. So I'll put the pipes through there. Shower done. We need a yard. Yard is easy. It's just a enclosed area where they will hang around during the yard time. And there we go. That's my yard now. It's basic for now. So we need a kitchen and canteen, 2 guards, and 2 cooks. Also, let me get some rooms for the warden and those guys as well. They need I think it was 6x6 rooms, so I'm gonna make 7x7 buildings up here, a couple of them. So we can hire some special staff, and we'll give them staff only doors. I like having them outside the prison, so their area isn't where all the criminals are as well. You can also use these floor tiles to make it look more pretty. So now there's a nice. It looks like it's a side path from the road now. Once they're actually done with that, let's dismantle that tree. And we actually need electricity in there as well. They don't really care about the electricity, to be honest, but it's nice to have lights in your office. So let's dedicate these as office buildings. So we can hire our warden and start some research. These need a filing cabinet, chair, and office table. There's your computers. Get some chairs. The items you can actually put into a room that are actually required in the room are highlighted here, so you can easily find them from the list when you try to figure out what was the item I needed here. So let's put one of each in there. And I'll hire the warden here. You can have only one of those guys. He's there now. Wondering, when's my office ready? Dudes, work faster. And now he has a warden's office. So as we have a warden available, it unlocks the bureaucracy tree here. So this is the tech tree basically here. So we can use the warden to unlock finance, maintenance, education, health, psychology, and security. And the further things here from finance, security, and maintenance are actually unlocked by the guy itself. So warden opens these, and the further studies done by the chief of security, your financial advisor, and this foreman. And I think we're gonna go for maintenance first, security then. Let's go health, finance, psychology, all of those. And you'll get this tree here, which shows you that they are being researched, and he's actually now researching things. And we have a warden. I need to unlock bureaucracy to complete that. well, sorry, finance from bureaucracy and hire an accountant. We'll get that done soon. So, a couple of guards. There we go. Let's actually get 4 immediately. So that's done. I cannot deploy them anywhere, so they'll hang around wherever they want at the moment. But eventually you want to deploy them in a nice spot. So let's get the kitchen going. So I like to have kitchen well separated from the actual canteen area. Some people use prisoners as kitchen staff. I like to hire proper cooks to do the job, because kitchen is just a massive troublemaker. It leaks cutlery like hell, and they will use those to dig holes with spoons, use knives to kill each other, and all kinds of fun stuff. So canteen is a service table where the food lines actually go. So let's put 2 in there. So your cooks will drop stuff into the food into the serving lines here, and your prisoners will grab those. They're gonna need a couple of tables so they can actually eat on the tables. Cancel that. Right click cancels placement. So, and then we just put some benches in there as well. Oops. When you place an item, you lose the money cost for it, but if you cancel it, it actually stays in your inventory, so you can just place it again freely. Let's get the trash can in the corner as well. And I also like to have some phone booths in the kitchen, because when dinner time happens, they don't actually need to eat sometimes. I mean, they might not be hungry, and they'll just get bored and start some trouble if they don't have anything to do there. So they're gonna go and call some family members or something while the others are eating. So canteen is done, and we need a cooker, fridge, and sink for that. We also are gonna need water and electricity. So I'm gonna get my water pipe up here, and I'm gonna hire a 4-man, because that's now unlocked. So 4-man in there, which gives me ability to go here and unlock groundskeeping and cleaning next. You can use your prison staff as a cleaner as well, and it's actually a really good thing to do. But initial cleaning and he's gonna be on the job all the time, and he's gonna also clean staff on areas. So getting some cleaners is a really good idea. Groundskeeping is the same basically, but he is working outside, keeping the grass nice and tidy and all that. So that's done. And kitchen. So we needed a sink. Let's put a couple of sinks in there. And let's have a fridge section there. Actually, let's have multiple fridges. And then we'll get a cooker section here. And we are gonna need more power. You can easily see that. Let's have those. And that's the sound of your power blowing up. These are actually quite heavy on the power requirement. Kitchen and workshops are basically the main thing that requires power in your prison. So once they have installed all of this, we can go. So we are actually only 1 cook away from getting this basic station done. So once I click this, I'm gonna get the money from the grant completion, and it goes away from my to-do list. And now I can actually choose another one in here. Let's go health and well-being next. And now that the regime is open here, we have the warden, so we can start getting these regimes formed here. So there's some sleep, lockup time, free time. Let's do free time there. Have a nice free time there. They'll use the free time to shower and do whatever they really need to do. So I like using free time a lot. Let's do two dinners and a lot of free time in this prison at the moment. I don't have any workshops or anything, so work time is kind of not necessary. So let's go with that for now. And my security is unlocked, so we can get chief of security. Let's hire him in there. I need more officers actually now. And now that the deployment is open, I can show you the deployment here. So here's your guards where you can deploy them. So there are stationary spots, guard patrols, dog patrols, armed patrols, jobs. So you can add labor into these rooms. And you can change these into supermax only, staff only, all of these different things. So for example, a good idea is to make these into staff only once you start getting those prisoners cleaning the area, so they actually won't run out and go to clean these, which can be trouble. But anyways, let me load up one of my older prisons to show you how a bit larger prison looks for a second. So here's a lot of things are happening. We are getting a lot of to-do lists, and this is my prison here. It's gonna take a moment for the water to pass through there. So let's close that for a moment. It's kind of blocking the view. So here's some of the cell blocks I have running. I have some prisoners here. This is actually a snitch here. And some more prisoners here. My cleaning cupboard. And nice yard area here stationed. My massive kitchen. These cooks are cooking there. It's really tasty looking food here. And the kitchen canteen there. Someone is sitting there happily waiting for food. It's free time at the moment. So here's our regime. We have a max security and normal security regime, so you can actually do a separate regime on them as well. So if, for example, if you want to separate them, have a dinner time for the normal guys and then the big criminals, so they don't kill each other. So you can kind of separate them that way as well. And there's something fun happened. Shower, it seems. I have a small fight actually happening in there. Actually a pretty big fight. And my guards are there tasing people, beating them into obedience. Someone is unconscious and being dragged into custody. I have some dog patrols here. This is a canine unit here, the dog. And these guys are my guards, tasers. Do I have any armed guards in this prison? We do have a armory here, my security room. Here's my dog area. So I should have a armed guard. Here's one. So these guys are armed with shotguns, tasers, and armor, body armor. You can actually get the body armor upgrade for all your guards. So let me show you the contraband here. So this is the contraband window, and it shows you that these are the sources of these contrabands. This is a workshop, so you can get a lot of tools and stuff from here, which can be used for weapons. Tools is basically digging. And there's all kinds of some nice stuff you can get from there. And if I actually show you 7 days, you can see that there's a lot of contraband here. These are what we have found in 7 days. And when you mouse over on one of them, you can see where it's come from. So this one actually was smuggled in. This is a visitation. So one of the family members, come on guys. So someone's family member actually brought cigarettes to someone. It was smuggled in there. A dog found it at the door, and then it was confiscated in there. And there's all kinds of stuff here. These were smuggled into the prison through there. Some of these are actually gone pretty long routes. Someone stole a fork from the kitchen. So you can track wherever things are going. This baton has been going around quite long in my prison until it was found. So that's the contraband. Let me show you this. So here's my valuation, how much my prison is valued. This is my starting grant, and these lower your valuation. I could sell the prison for 300,000 now, and this would be my starting money for the next prison, which is quite nice. In the finance here, you can see where our money is going and where the money is coming. And this is the programs, as I told. There's different kinds of things going on in here. Alcoholics treatment club, group therapy, some workshop, safety induction going on, and kitchen hygiene, all kinds of stuff. So, anyways, that's that's basically a Prison Architect. It's still in early access, like I said, but it's actually one of the best early access games out there at the moment. It is fairly complete already, and it's just getting tons and tons of more content every month. The developers have a monthly schedule, so at the end of each month or start of the month, around that time, you get this nice video explaining what's coming out and what's coming basically next month as well, if they are doing a bug clean or whatever. If they're on holiday, anyways, they are communicating really well when things are happening with the game. So you know there's gonna be progress every month on the game, which is really, really nice compared to many other early access games which are not doing so hot. But anyways, thanks for watching this quick look again, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a nice time.